My first memory of Mr. Woodcock was my interview that I had here at MES. I had moved from Eastern Kentucky, but I was very nervous about coming to this school and having to kind of start over. And when Mr. Woodcock, when I met him, of course, he was towering height, and that kind of intimidated me. But he was so nice. He just made it so natural. I've always heard him through the years say, if it ain't broke, we're not going to fix it. And I've always cracked up about that. Mr. Woodcock he's been my rescuer. I've had some difficult kids, and he has always come to my rescue. He's always encouraged, but he would always smile and laugh and tell jokes. And he's just created a great atmosphere in this school that we are a family. And when I was teaching 3rd grade and I considered going to 5th grade, I was so nervous, and I felt like I wanted to change, and I called Mr. Woodcock, and I said, Mr. Woodcock, I hear that you're going to have a 5th grade social studies opening, and I said, but I'm afraid to move. And I said, because I love having my own class, and I love loving my own kids. You know, can I do 5th grade? And he said, well, have you prayed about it? And I always pray about my things, and I love that my principal was interested in me praying about it too. That meant so much to me. He said, Miss Curry, you can either impact 25 kids or you can impact 100 kids. So within those few minutes of talking to him on the phone, he helped me make the best life-changing decision in my teaching career, because I love 5th grade. He has meant so much to me through the years, and I'll always be grateful.
There are 3 things I really liked about Mr. Woodcock. The first thing I really liked about Mr. Woodcock was him greeting me every morning. When I get off the bus, at the front door, or over the intercom. And second thing was at Friday Roundup, all the funny things he has done, and all the games he let us do for like the Pride ticket drawing. All the games he let us do, those are fun, and I liked it. And last thing was all the field trips and the programs that come to our school. I know that he was the one that made those happen, and I want to thank him for that. I hope he has a good retirement, fun and safe, and I hope he visits the school some. He's just been a real good principal, and I will miss him. So,
I would like to say a few things about Mr. Woodcock. I've known him for a very long time. He is a very good friend of my husband, so I've always known him and his family. And, of course, our kids are the same age, and they've grown up together. And I started my career at 5th District Elementary in Butler County, and I taught there for 9 years. And once Lindsay was ready to start school, I was thinking about coming to Morgantown. So Mr. Woodcock was very nice, and when I got here, I was able to transfer, and so he was really nice, and he made me feel welcome, and everybody that worked here was that way. And Mr. Woodcock is one of these people that likes to play jokes, and I had a car, and I had my husband to take it to get the oil changed or something, and he brought it back to school. So at lunchtime, when I went to lunch, I saw that my car was out front, and he had left the keys in it. So I went back to class, and of course school was out, and in that afternoon when I went to get in my car, it was gone. It had disappeared. So I think that my car has been stolen. Come to find out that he, and I believe it was Mr. Jennings at the time, they both had decided to take my car, and they had parked it on the old football field all the way to the end by the old scoreboard. So they finally took me to the computer lab, let me look out the window, and there was my vehicle. And once I saw that, I was definitely relieved, but he was always doing things like that. But overall, he was a very good person with a kind heart, and he's always thought about the kids and the students as well as his faculty and staff. He has always been there to help in any way that he can, and we're really going to miss him, but we do want to wish him the best of retirement. So we're sad to see you go, but have a great retirement.
Mr. Woodcock is really cool, and I sing at home whenever I want when I leave. Stuff about that. In the fall festival, I throw Mr. Woodcock you in a fashion act, and then I actually got it underneath. I wanted the arrow, but I couldn't. So, and Mr. Woodcock's funny and everything. And some teachers of this is really nice. But I love Mr. Woodcock, and everything I'm thinking about is the space.
Mr. Woodcock and I, we go back a long ways, all the way from high school. That's when I first met him. I was cheerleading, and he was the varsity basketball star. Back then, we all rode the ball bus together. We had a lot of fun on the ball bus, singing. His favorite song was Delta Dawn, and we just have always known him. He's always been a good friend of mine. Years later, of course, I started working at 3rd District and worked there a long time. And then, of course, they closed 3rd District School, and they told us we were going to be transferred to Morgantown Elementary. And I was really nervous about coming to Morgantown Elementary. Kind of was awkward. You know, someone that I've always known as a friend, kind of close to my age, was going to be my supervisor now. Mr. Woodcock made me feel very welcome, and he has always made me feel like I was just as important here as anybody else. And I know he truly loves his staff, and he really loves this school, and he wants what's best for the students. I know of one student in particular that has had a rough time at home, and I remember Mr. Woodcock started taking extra time with him in the afternoons, helping him, and he came to me one day, and the little boy said, you know, I've been making hundreds on my spelling test now that Mr. Woodcock's helping me. He's really going to be missed, and he's been a great friend of mine, and I think a lot of him.
I probably can't keep it to 1,000 words when it comes to talking about Mr. Woodcock and our experiences together. We've spent over half of our careers working together for the same cause. We've had lots of ups and downs, some fun times, some not so fun times. Altogether, I feel like we've both been on the same page about we want what's best for kids. He always had a comment about what I was wearing if it wasn't something blue, black, or gray. He always had a comment if anything was changed, and I think that was just his way of being friendly. We've gone through quite a bit in our professional careers together. We've gone through quite a bit in our own personal lives. We both lost parents during our 10 years of working together. We both had health issues. Lots of good memories, lots of people that have supported you along the way. There are several students that we've experienced good things and bad things with. We've experienced our own children growing up together in the Butler County school system. It's the funny thing about Butler County. Early on, I was kind of thinking that, Butler County is just a small county, and, maybe I would broaden my horizons and move out. And I was talking to Mr. Woodcock one day, and he said Butler County is the greatest place to teach and to live. He said it's a wonderful community. I think he truly believes that, and it convinced me a little bit to not be so thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. He would always make analogies about sports when he was talking about any concept, and Mr. Woodcock would always impress upon his students. He used to always end his announcements in the morning with, "Have a great day and learn something." And it's just that simple. At the end of the day, we hope that our students learn something. When there would be conflict, at the end of the conflict, he would kind of shake his head and always say, "Why can't we all just get along?" And I think it was that simple to him, is trying to all get along. So, Greg, I appreciate the years that I've worked with you. Best of luck in the future, and I'm sure we'll see you around. It is small, and we're grateful.
Every time I see Mr. Woodcock, it makes me happy, and he's very nice.
still calls her baby. All the folks around Groundsville say she's crazy, 'cause she walks around town with a suitcase in her hand, searching for a mysterious dark-haired man. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today, to take you to his mansion in the sky?